Happy Friday! It's Friday! Have you ever wondered why you keep attracting the same things into your life? Like you attract the same type of relationships, or you attract the same objections from patients, like the same objections keep on popping up in practice. Have you ever wondered why? So the reason why patterns repeat themselves is because you have not changed your belief systems. We've been talking about belief systems all week long. And a great example of this is have you ever had someone ask you how you handle a certain objection in practice that they're constantly getting, and you're like, I don't know. I don't get that objection, right? Well, the reason why is because your belief systems are different and you're attracting different things or different experiences into your life, right? So science has already proven that 95% of everything that we do comes from our subconscious mind. These beliefs get wired into our subconscious from the ages of typically 0 to 6 years old. And they come from things that we hear, things that we feel, things that we see, and experiences that we have during that time in our life. And it's typically coming during a time in life when we're seeking approval from our parents or from people that we love and we care about the most. So, yes, that means that your adult self is most likely making major life decisions based on your 3-year-old self. Whoa, right? That's a mind blower. So, some belief systems have even been handed down from generation to generation. I know, Kelly, that's funny. It is too funny. Like, picture it. Imagine it. So, like, we're making major life decisions based on subconscious beliefs that we developed when maybe we were 3 or 4 years old, right? So these belief systems can be passed down from generation to generation. I remember when I used to sleep at my grandparents' house a lot, and I remember I would love to always sleep with the window open, and my grandmother would yell at me, and she would say, "Close your window. The cold is going to make you sick, right? The cold is going to make you sick." So when I was a kid, I thought if you were cold, you got it, like you actually caught a cold, right? Because that's what she told me. She said the cold air is gonna make you catch a cold, right? So so these things are passed down. So some belief systems can be good because they keep us safe, like things like don't run out into the middle of the street without looking, right? That keeps us safe. But other belief systems are holding us back from our most wildest dreams. They're holding us back from having the life that we want or the life that we want to create. And some of those belief systems can look like money doesn't grow on trees. Have any of you guys heard or even caught yourself saying that to your children? Right? Have any of you caught yourself saying that to your children? Money doesn't grow on trees, or even better, saying, "Well, we can't afford that." Right? Have you heard your parents saying that? Right? So that those thoughts get wired into our subconscious. So what happens? Well, when we get older, we start repeating those same patterns, and we look at maybe something that we want, and right away our brain just says, nope, you can't have that. You can't afford that, right? Have you ever experienced that, right? So what do you do? What do you do? Well, number one, write this down. Number one is you have to be ready to allow the old version of yourself to die off so that the new version can emerge, so that the new version of who you want to become can be reborn. Now, I'm going to tell you straight up, you guys know me well enough to know that I'm a straight shooter, right? I'm going to tell you the truth. This is going to feel very uncomfortable. Even for some of you, it might actually feel physically painful. We'll talk about why that is in just a moment. The second thing that you need to do is you have to create a new belief, right? You have to create a new belief of who you want to become, what you want to do, and the things that you want to have, right? So the thing that's most important here is clarity. You have to be extremely clear on what it is that you want. In other words, you should be so clear that you can close your eyes and you can actually see your future self, what you look like, how you behave, the posture that you carry, the things that you have. How do you speak? What does your language look like? All those kinds of things you have to have super duper uber clarity on, right? And number three, we need to wire that vision, that that picture in your mind, we need to wire that into your mind and into your subconscious, right? Right? So do you want to learn how to do it, right? So there are 4 steps. Ready? 4 steps. Okay. First step is just like anything else, you have to be able to identify the belief systems that are holding you back. So limiting beliefs are ideas that we hold about ourselves, or ideas even that we hold about the world, that prevent us from becoming the best version of ourselves. So, one thing that comes into mind, because I hear this a lot, is nobody wants to work, right? Have you ever caught yourself saying, and I'm guilty of this, have you ever caught yourself saying nobody wants to work? So, what do you keep attracting? You keep attracting people that don't want to work, right? And we wonder, we blame it on the millennials or whatever the next generation, I don't know all the names, whatever the next generation is called, right? We blame it on them, right? And it really has nothing to do with them. It has to do with the way that we believe, what's happening between our ears and what's happening in our mind on a subconscious level. And these belief systems hold us back in so many different ways because they make us feel like maybe we don't deserve success, right? Have any of you ever felt like, who am I? Who am I to make millions of dollars? Who am I to share a message? Who am I to write a book? Who am I to be on stage? Have any of you ever felt like that? These belief systems make us feel like maybe we're not as good as others, right? I think there is a syndrome for this. It's called imposter syndrome, right? Um, and they also can make us feel or make us believe that the world is against us, right? Why is this happening to me? And that leads us into step number 2. And step number 2 is that we have to take responsibility. We have to take responsibility. So, the number one reason why people don't achieve their goals and hit their goals is because they don't take responsibility for their lives. They choose to have this belief that circumstances and our experiences are beyond our control, right? And that things are just happening to them, right? So this is an external focus. Like, you're focusing on all of the things that are happening on the outside that you feel like you don't have any control of over. And really what we need to do is shift that mindset from looking outside of us to looking inside of us, and replace that belief system of why does this keep happening to me with, this is awesome, that because all things are happening for me. All things that are happening are in support of your dreams. All things that are happening are in support of your vision. All things that are happening are in support of the things that you want to attract into your life, right? They're all creating a foundation for that. And step number 3 is you have to be ready to let go of certainty. You have to. So, um, this is why overcoming a limiting belief is probably so difficult for people to do. And the reason is that we all crave certainty. In other words, what is certainty? Well, number one, it's the first human need of our 6 human needs. So, what does that mean? That means that when you get home from the office, you want to be certain that you have a home to go home to, that you have food on your table. You want to feel certain that you're going to be able to pay your mortgage that month, right? That's certainty. It's the first human need of all the 6 human needs, which are certainty, uncertainty, significance, love and connection, growth and contribution, right? Those are our 6 human needs. Certainty is number 1. But certainty can save your life, right? And certainty can also create stability for our lives. But certainty can also hold you back in so many different ways because it's the certainty that prevents you from quitting an associate position that you're not happy with and opening your own practice. It's the certainty that prevents you from being, that keeps you stuck and prevents you from opening your own practice, right? It's that certainty that prevents you from leaving a bad, unhealthy relationship. Okay, that's certainty, and we all have a desire for it. So certainty kills dreams. And in fact, I love Tony Robbins says this, is that limiting beliefs are certainty's best friends, right? Limiting beliefs are certainty's best friends. So step number four is changing your self-talk. Changing your self-talk. So anytime you want to change or shift your state, you want to change what you say to yourself, change your language, change what you're focusing on, and change your physiology, right? So your limiting beliefs can sometimes occur, or always occur, I should say, on the deep subconscious level. And they are more often than not fueled by negative self talk. So, negative self talk is that's telling you why you can't do something. Have you ever had anybody come to you and ask you for advice and they say, you're doing really well in practice, you get a bunch of prepays from all these new patients, how do you do it? And then you tell them how you do it, and the first words out of their mouth are, I can't do that, right? Have you ever had that experience, right? Why? That's their self-talk. That's them telling themselves, you can't do this, you don't deserve this, right? And that's what stops you from doing the things you want to do. And self-talk is constant. Like, you never have a break from it. Like, think about this. Think about kids in school today, and they get bullied, right? Or actually, think about when we were young. I won't tell you when that is, but let's go back to the 80s or 90s, right? So think about when we were young, before social media, and kids would, like, rag on other kids or bully other kids or whatever, things like that. And what happened was that once you left school and you went home to the people that loved and cared about you the most, you weren't getting bullied anymore, right? You didn't have that external criticism coming at you, right? So you got this time of reprieve at home with your loved ones, right? Well, because your talk is within here, right? That's never leaving you, right? Hey John, I'm so glad you're listening. This is awesome. Miss you, man. So that's never leaving you, right? So that self-talk does not turn off. In fact, you have tens of thousands of thoughts running through your mind every single day, right? So it becomes constant. So overcoming limiting beliefs starts with noticing. First, you got to notice it. You gotta be aware of your inner voice and what your inner voice speaks to you. So when you fail or give up on a task, what is your inner voice saying to you? When you're getting ready to go on a date, if you're ready to get out with friends, if you're ready to open a practice, what is your inner voice saying to you? Is it cheering you on to open that practice, or is it telling you that you can't do it, right? And then you have to make a conscious, right? Remember, these belief systems are subconscious, so you have to make a conscious decision and a conscious effort to catch the belief system, identify the belief system, and then stop them, and then replace them with more empowering thoughts. So learning how to get rid of these belief systems is essential to your personal growth and achievement, not only in your practice, but in every area of your life, guys. So it's time. It's time to stop letting these limiting beliefs hold you back. All right, it is time. So if you guys are watching, then I want you to comment in the comment box. Just put "it's time." I make it, type it out, write it out. If you can't type it out, write it on a piece of paper. It's time to stop allowing my belief systems from holding me back. All right. All right, guys. Love and appreciate you. Have a phenomenal weekend, and be blessed. Spend time with your family. Reconnect. Recharge. You guys all got a big week coming up. Lots of you are in the midst of opening practices and getting them rocking and rolling and marketing and all kinds of really cool, fun stuff. So keep at it. You can do it. And let's change some belief systems so that you change your outcomes. All right, guys. Blessings.